for the opening prayer and pledge.
Father in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hancock County Commission will come to order this 20th day of April 2017 at 2:30 p.m. Mr. Clerk, I ask you to take a roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. President, all commissioners are present.
Thank you. Approval of minutes for April 2017.
Move to approve the minutes.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Under tabled items, approval of an order relating to the Hancock County Board of Health and Clean Air Act regulation.
Move to remain on the table?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of General County Bill Revision 2016-2017.
Yes, sir, this is a revision, it's, excuse me, $323,000, $565. This is the carryover from the 911 where we've been covering their salaries. This brings us even through March 31st. So 911 is on its own right now. And then I just needed to make some adjustments for some utilities and things of that matter down on the expenditure side.
Accept the motion to approve.
Move to bring the general county budget revision from the table?
It's brought from the table. Any discussion? Accept the motion to approve it.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Under new business, approval to reject Lawn Elite's bid for grass cutting package 2 due to inaction of bidder and to award the bid to Pizza Ferrigati.
Pizza
Don't you do
Parado.
that. That's an Italian.
Pizza Parado, I think.
Pizza Ferrado.
Pizza Ferrado, all right. So, Properties grass cutting package number 2 at $6,435.
I move to approve that.
Discussion?
Yeah, according to our secretary, she reached out to them at least 2 or 3 times. They even failed to come and sign their contract. So, as far as we were concerned, we voided and annulled it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the exoneration orders?
Yes, sir, there were only 5.
Move to approve?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of general county bills?
General county bills were $58,449.82. P-card payments were $25,429.93.
Accept the motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions?
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of library levy fund bills and requisitions?
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of shelter workshop levy fund bills and requisitions?
They're okay to pay as well.
Move to approve?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Karen, do you have anything come before the commission today?
No, sir, not today.
Mr. Lucas?
Mr. Davis, actually, I have something relatively brief. I think I need to clarify something from some past discussions regarding the animal shelter. I think we need to clarify what exactly is Hancock County's animal shelter. It is a public facility. It is what we call an open-door shelter. And so it's clear, West Virginia counties have animal shelters for the impounding, care, and control of the stray animal population. Counties are actually directed by West Virginia Code to provide shelter facilities to their humane officers or dog wardens, whichever you prefer to call them. So public shelters exist for impounding, control, and maintenance of that county's stray animal population. They are open-door shelters because they are required to accept all animals with very few exceptions. Now, that is a duty that's owed to the taxpayers. The taxpayers are paying money for the county to take in stray animals as part of its duty to control the stray animal population. Wait lists are prohibited. If you wait list, you are not controlling the stray animal population. That seems to be common sense. It may not be for some folks. If a public facility allows itself to fill up and then wait lists animals, that facility is not meeting its obligation to the community and to the taxpayers. Shelters that wait list are closed-door facilities simply by their own actions. We can't have that. It's a public facility. You have to fulfill state code requirements. It's always got to be open door. Private facilities can dictate their own rules because they are not using public money and do not owe the same obligation to the public. They're not taxpayer funded, and they are not directed by the legislature to handle stray animals. They can do what they want. It's their facility. They can choose to do what they want. So those closed-door shelters can fill up to maximum capacity and turn other animals away for any reason. Just like a private individual, no person is ordered to take in every animal. If you want one dog, you adopt one dog. The state does not require you to take all. A private shelter is the exact same concept. That is not the concept for the Hancock County Animal Shelter. An open-door facility needs to take all comers or otherwise find immediate and suitable placement if no room is left at that facility. The Hancock County Animal Shelter is a public shelter, an open-door shelter, not trying to drive that into the ground, but it needs to be repeated. Humane animal care is a priority. It is not the only priority. Control of the county stray animal population is another top priority. So control means accepting stray animals, all of them, when they are brought to the facility, when they are brought to that facility, not at some later date, or hoping they come back. If the stray is waitlisted at a public facility, and that's just a polite way of saying the shelter has refused to take it in, then the shelter is failing to meet its obligation to the community. That facility is not managed properly if it is taking that action. If a private group wants to run a public shelter, it must acknowledge and accept the duty and responsibility it owes to the taxpayers, to the county, because the county is obligated to the state per the legislation. So let's be clear, waitlisting is inhumane. One can try and make an excuse that everyone does it. That does not make it right. I'll get into that maybe some other time. But to be clear, a group cannot waitlist animals at a public shelter. The group cannot accept animals based on breed. It cannot accept animals based on what it thinks it can sell for the most money. The group cannot refuse an animal because it is feral, whether that group is a private group, whether it's the county itself, or whatever. If it's a public facility, none of those items can be done. The group cannot allow the public shelter to fill up with no other means of taking in the animals. That is clearly mismanagement. In short, the group cannot run a public shelter the same as a private, closed-door shelter. If a group or its supporters, regardless of who that group may be or what kind of entity it is, cannot accept that, they can't run the county shelter. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. But as the Hancock County Commission runs the Hancock County Animal Shelter, we do have open door policy.
You have to have an open door policy. You're running it properly. It is a humane facility without question and is being properly
And
managed.
we're complying with all of those laws.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Vitus,
I just think that was well said, and I won't say anything else.
can't beat it. Jackie, Health Department, any business today?
I'll be brief. We sent out the application for all of our permitted businesses in Hancock County. Those went out on Monday, so everybody should be looking forward to it. And they're due in before July 1st if you wish to be a permitted facility.
Thank you. Carol, Extension Office?
Also very briefly today. We're very excited to be a part again this year of the Community Foundation of the Ohio Valley's Amazing Race funding opportunity. We are looking very simply to raise $5,000 for our Camp Art facility in order to purchase the materials needed to build a storage facility out there. The building itself is going to be 24 by 40 feet. It's going to have spaces for long tractor, lawn equipment, and those kinds of things, and it has been designed and will be built all by volunteers. So that's why the only thing that we're raising the money for is strictly for materials. We've got some incredible families who have stepped up and said, you get us the money for the materials and we'll build you the building. So that's what we're doing with that, and we're really excited about that. Our applications are already out for camp, for Energy Express, so we're getting geared up. I am still looking for 2 or 3 more college students who might want to have a great summer this year working with kids in our Energy Express program. It does come with a living allowance through AmeriCorps, as well as an education award once they complete their 300 hours, which will be eligible in the fall. So basically, it's like saving 40% of their money for school for fall is the way it kind of works out to be. And it works out to be about $10 an hour job. So I think it's a great one. It's a great opportunity for experience. We don't worry about somebody's major in college. I've worked with computer majors, business majors, chemistry majors. Have to be kid-friendly. That's the main thing. We do work with a lot of education majors, of course, but all majors are welcome. So thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Jeannie, anything to come before the commission today?
The election office really just wanted to put out a friendly reminder to the citizens of New Cumberland that their municipal election, the early voting starts April the 26th and it runs through May the 6th. And that'll be over at the city building, and then the election day is May the 9th, and that'll be at the New Cumberland Fire Department. We encourage everyone to come out.
Thank you. Jeremy, OEM.
No, I don't have anything today.
Nothing today. Great. Mr. Wright?
Everything's running good.
Sheriff Fletcher?
Nothing today, Commissioner.
Mr. Foley?
Nothing today.
Commissioner Cowie?
The only thing I'd like to do is congratulate Sergeant Bob Connors of the Weirton Drug Task Force. He was bestowed the honor of the West Virginia Law Enforcement Officer of the Year that was awarded by the Chester VFW. So I want to just accolades to him, and also a reminder that this Saturday, April the 29th, will be the Autism Society's first annual walk or run for America, which will be held at Tomlinson Run State Park, and that's at 9 o'clock in New Manchester.
Paul, clarification is the autism walk, the 22nd or 29th?
The 29th.
29th.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Barnaby?
The only thing is and I wanted to say it earlier, the grass cutting bid, due to the fact the lowest bidder didn't show, we went to the number 2 bidder on that package. We didn't rebid, we just dropped down one, and it was $35 difference, so that's where we're at. That's all I have today.
Gentlemen, I have nothing. I would accept a motion that we recess until April the 26th for the purpose of approving exoneration orders. That would be at 8 a.m. on April 26th, next Wednesday.
I move that we recess for that.
Discussion? Our next regular scheduled commission meeting will be on May 4th, Thursday, at 2:30 p.m. If we have no further business to come before us today, the motion is to recess until April 26th. We are in recess.